and they asked everybody in Houston. They was like, went to Fifth Ward, and they said, okay, so did y'all think Lil Cam was gonna do this like when growing up and everything like that? They said this is the first time Lil Cam ever did anything like that. Like he's brand new to the scene. So what really is crazy is that they done basically got this random dude recruited, all that to out of Fifth Ward and everything. It's like, man, he could have been something different. He could have had way more. He should have stayed in school, stayed in class, finished that, because this is not for you, man. This is not for you. And so now you got to look at it like he's going to tell on everybody in Houston. He is about to tell on every single person inside of Houston. He's about to rat. And the reason is because dude is like a super young and he brand new to the scene. Super young and should be not involved in anything like this, man. That's why y'all gotta change your path of course, man. Anybody that's like in that area of the Lil Cam age, like y'all gotta just, focus and be on the straight and narrow. This life ain't for you, because look at it, man. Look at the situation. Like, this should have never happened to Takeoff, man. The Migos should have stayed together. They should have been making their millions, man. And what's up with these dudes that are, like, trying to glorify all this crazy stuff, man? I do not glorify it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Y'all gonna regret it later. And look at Lil Cam. He's super regretting right now, because everybody in Houston saying he can't take it no more. He's going to tell on everybody to lower his time. The dude ain't going to be able to do the 200 years. Like, if you cannot do the time, do not do the crime, man. Like, at the end of the day, y'all got to understand that, hey, Takeoff had a family. Takeoff got a lot of people that's riding for him, man. It's a lot of people on his side that's trying to show support, still trying to get justice for Takeoff, man. So you guys got to understand there's way more people that want justice for Takeoff, and it's not a lot of people that, are condoning what Lil Cam did, and they not condoning what they did, throwing that party and trying to invite Migos and starting the whole argument and everything. The argument was a distraction, man. The argument was a distraction. So the yellow hoodie dude, Lil Cam, he was going to run up on them anyways. You got to see it from a mile away, man. They done picked and recruited up a crash test dummy straight out of the hood, young and brand new to the scene. They just flashed the jewelry, the money in front of his eyes. That's why you can't be glorifying the jewelry and the flashing the cash and putting the money to your ear like that, because there's young cats out there who's gonna do anything to get that, and that's exactly how they got Lil Cam in the situation. He said, "So you telling me all I gotta do this, and y'all could give me a chain, or y'all could give me enough money to put it to my ear?" Man, at the end of the day, that's just a tool to get by and get your family on. There's not no need to overthink it like that, man, because you got to stay true to your peoples, man. You got to take care of your peoples. Stop running around in the streets and stuff like that like Lil Cam did, trying to cause problems, trying to fit in. He was trying to fit in because he was trying to find his place in Fifth Ward. He didn't know that he could go and own businesses. He didn't know that. That never crossed his mind, because everybody around him had the worst mentality, and all they did was just glorify street problems, man. So you can't be one of them type of people. It's two types of people in the world. It's the ones who be thinking positively, trying to elevate, put their family on, start businesses and all that. And then there's people who want to do whatever they want to do to make them feel good, to fit in, to look cool. And so don't try to be the guy that's trying to be looking cool. Don't try to be the people who's out there trying to fit in the streets, because it's not even the right place for you. It's the wrong place for you, man. And what you got to be doing is finding a way to get yourself out that jam, man. Everybody in Fifth Ward should be trying to find a way to make it out, and maybe even own a piece of Fifth Ward, right? So that way you at least made it out of there and you own a piece of it. Now, if you want, you can rent out the Fifth Ward. And so, but nobody around Lil Cam was thinking like that. So what happened is they let that low vibration get into his head, and now he done got tricked by these mobsters that came up and trying to tell him to put him onto a lick, put them onto their problems because they can't solve their own problems themselves. So they got to find somebody else that's willing to be a crash test dummy. You see this whole thing come back full circle. And so y'all got to understand people be using each other. People not genuine. Everybody got an alternative motive. Everybody got ulterior little ideas and motives. Not everybody is thinking for the benefit of the group or the people. Everybody thinking for themselves, man. People selfish out here. And so they didn't care about what was going to happen to Lil Cam. They just threw him in the mix, man. And Lil Cam, he ain't had no other idea because he only knows one way of life, and it's the Fifth Ward way. It's the way of the hood. It's the way of the streets. And so just look at how far that got him. Exactly. And you see how far Migos and Takeoff got once they started taking their career seriously, once they started taking their business seriously and doing these verses and everything like that, right? It was only, I think Takeoff was the only one who was really trying to, elevate, like where he's owning the multiple things. He knows he's a businessman. Takeoff is the businessman of the group. Offset's the street guy muscle, and Quavo is like the lead singer, the argument. So Quavo played his role. He talked the talk and did the arguing. Offset played his role by being the bad guy and doing that persona, and he all that did is lead to a fight over a girl between him and Quavo. See, now Takeoff, the businessman of the group, he's the one that was telling them, hey, this ain't worth fighting over because we got a good thing going on here. Hey, y'all got to remember, we got to basically get up out of North Atlanta, get out the hood and get our bread. And he was trying to do deals and all these different sponsors and get real estate, get houses, get big buildings. He was trying to get businesses going. And see, they realized that, hey, look, they got to keep him in line, man. And if Takeoff was still here, like, he would have actually been able to get take Migos and Quavo and Offset to the next level, man, because he would have put them in and said, look, you ain't got to be the hothead always arguing, Quavo. And he would have went to Offset and said, you ain't got to always act like the bad guy, have this attitude and just think of everything negatively, like everybody's after you. No, he said, y'all could, calm down with all that. And, we could actually put our head together and try to get not just millions, but billions. And see, that's the way Takeoff think. And so when these dudes go out and they partying, it's really not Takeoff's way of thinking that's going to be in the forefront of the actions that you're going to see. It's going to be more of the bad guy thinking. It's going to be the argument thinking, like Quavo, because they go into a party, nobody's discussing no business stuff there. Nobody's trying to elevate. They just trying to have fun and do what makes them feel good. That's more in line with something like what Quavo does. So at the end of the day, they was doing what Quavo wanted to do. Takeoff didn't want to really be there. Takeoff didn't want to go and party. He'd rather go in the studio and make more hits or actually spend time with his family or get on something that is more beneficial and actually means something. Quavo was the one that wanted to go party in Houston. He's the one that wanted to go shoot dice in the dice game. You didn't hear no stories about Takeoff doing the dice game. So it was all Quavo's idea about going there. But, hey, it's not Quavo to blame. You can't blame Quavo. He was just trying to have fun, man. But you got to understand how that led him into the group of the wrong people who was ready to actually set it off. So what y'all got to understand is that while you thinking in your head, oh, fun and games too much, is just you just constantly doing that every weekend, right? And then eventually you going to hit up to where, oh, the people who was there, they're actually all ready to set it off. They're waiting for somebody like you to come up in there. And so that's where they went wrong, because they had that ongoing beef between Quavo and the people out of Houston, people out of Lil Cam's side, going back and forth. They've been messing each other for years. And then so, once you see that, it's like eventually, after time and time again going to all these parties that Quavo wanted to go to, eventually they're going to run into the one party where something actually happens. Because everybody knows that, once you keep going like that, you're going to see fights, you're going to see stuff pop off, you're going to see things that have to be broken up. And so at the end of the day, that is not what Takeoff wanted to do. Takeoff was trying to either get some money or be with the fam. And so, and just chill, you know, relax, have a nice dinner, go into the studio, make more creations, make more hits, more money, chill with the fam, see them because that means more. And so, but Quavo, he just wanted to, you know, hang out with strangers, fit in with the crowd. He wanted to still be considered a street dude, and this is what it, you know, this is what it got him. And so it's like you can't even hang. It's like if I was Takeoff, I would have just told Quavo, "You go. I'ma chill here because if anything happened, man, that's on you, and you made that decision." And so at the end of the day, y'all gotta subscribe to the channel, like this video. Let me know where y'all from if you supporting Takeoff Migos, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.